Greetings, folks. My name is Clarence A. Mason. I'm going by Mason Weaver. It's my stage name that I used for many years when I was on the radio. But now the internet is here, everybody can find me. So my books are under Mason Weaver. I ran for office under Clarence Mason. So I'm just a regular guy. Today I want to talk to you about something that's very personal to me, very close to me, very, very, very much important to me. It is relationships. Some of you know that I was married to the world's most beautiful woman and had a great, great life for 35 years as her husband. It was an honor to be her husband. It was an honor to be there when she died. It was an honor to watch her die, to experience the last months of her life. To have that kind of relationship, to some people, somebody gets sick and the marriage breaks up. They leave each other. To have that kind of marriage that you are dedicated to each other takes a couple of things. And I want to share that with you in my personal opinion, because now I'm single for the first time in 50 years and I see a lot of problems. We all see them. So I'm going to just give you my experience as a married man and maybe some things before we got married. I was married to, her name was the world's most beautiful woman in every aspect of womanhood. And on our honeymoon, we set the stage for our entire marriage. We started communicating. And the first thing we discovered is that it's very difficult for men and women to communicate. Because inherently, women are nervous about saying things to their husbands that they may not like to hear, because the husband gets upset and gets angry or gets pushy or gets silent. So women give hints about what's going on. They give indications, and you're supposed to figure out, interpret what they're saying. Women tend not to speak in direct terms. So sometimes you miss things. And same thing with men. Men cannot tell women some things. There's some things you can never tell your woman. Hey, you're getting too big. No, I do not want your mother to come by. No, I don't like that dress on you. Things you cannot say. And so we have to figure out a way. We have to figure out a way to communicate. That is the only way it's going to be. So my wife and I decided on our honeymoon that we're not going to work at a good marriage. We're going to play at a good marriage. If she became a great female and I became a great male, that'd be a great marriage. And so we focused on who we were, and we had a communication. We developed a language, and I may share that with you, how we developed it, how we were able to get to a point that we can say anything to each other. Anything to each other. See, the basic philosophy, ladies, I am the man. And because of that, I'm required by God to do a couple of things. And whether you like them or not does not matter to God. It does not matter to God. And so you might not like it. That's irrelevant to me. It is. I'm not here to please you. I'm here to please God Almighty. And we're having a battle now of the sexes. And I don't understand where that battle comes from. Why is it that if God said it's not good for a man to be alone, the only time God ever said that, and then he said, for his own good, I got something for him. He thought about man's goodness as he formed you, woman, and presented you to Adam as his gift to man for our own good. So therefore, if it's for the goodness of man that woman is in man's life, why is it so difficult? If God put us together for goodness, why is it so difficult? There is no problem between men and women at work or at church or on the bus or going to the baseball game or in the restaurant, but only in that institution called marriage relationship is there a problem. That means it has to be on purpose by the great divider, the darkness. There is a plague on male and female to make us fight each other in the most intimate part of our relationships that God put together for us. So let's turn and look at that, because my wife and I, we had a good marriage, a great marriage, and that was important for the long term. So we have to recognize a couple of things. God looked at man and said he needed a helpmate, not a co-partner, not a co-king, not someone to instruct him, not the help that we needed. We need a reason to conquer the world. We need a reason to do things. Everything around your home, look around your house. Everything around your home or your office or wherever you are right now, everything you look at was made by a man to please a woman. No culture in mankind, no culture in history, even isolated jungle communities. Have you seen the women build the roads and cut the trees down and build the bridges and defend the community? You've never seen that. In legendary Amazon, they made up somewhere you've seen it maybe, but you have never seen a culture where women do this. It's not natural for you to do this. You see colors that we don't see because men are not supposed to see bright colors. We're supposed to see darkness. We see better at night than you do. That's where you're supposed to be at night. So ladies, understand something. We need you because God made you for our pleasure and for our need and for us to give something to. But we were made to die for you. We're made to die for you because God gave you to us as a gift. And so you have to understand you're worth dying for. My question is, are we worth you living for? If I'm laying in your bed, lady, and you know that if someone kicks that front door open, you know if someone comes in the home and threatens your children, you know that me, this crazy dude, will get up and eagerly and purposefully give our life so you can escape. So think about the concept. I'm willing to die for you, so why would you not be willing to live for me? Why is that so hard? It is not equal. You living and me dying is not equal. I want to live as much as you want to live. But if I'm required to give my life for you, why are you taking your mama's husband's name? You give a birth name, taking a mama's name instead of passing on to your son. The example was Jesus and the church and the husband and the wife. Jesus died for the church. The husband died for the wife. The church honored Jesus by taking his name. Christians. The woman honors the man by taking his name and raising the kids up in his honor because he's expected to die for you. Where is that equal? It is not equal. And that's superior. I'm not your pet dog. I'm not your security guard. I'm a dude that loves you enough to die for you. Why can't you love me enough to live for me? Why is that so negative? I don't know. So, go back to the garden. Let's talk about why this word that women hate, submission. I'm going to talk about submission because, young ladies, if you pick a man smarter than you, your kids will be smarter. If he's wiser than you, your kids will be wiser. If he's taller than you, more able than you are, your children will be better off. If you're looking for somebody that's equal to you, your children will not be as strong as your neighbor's children. You breed up, young lady. Find a man as smart as you are, find a man smarter. As wise as you are, young lady, find a man wiser. And do not try to make him submit to your wisdom. In the garden, God told Adam to keep this garden from all intruders before Eve was made. And then he put Adam to sleep and took a rib and made him something for his own good. And in that garden, where Adam was told to keep and protect the garden from every intruder, Satan intruded. And Adam was with Eve, chapter 3 of Genesis. He was with Eve and saw her being tempted, saw the serpent tempt her, saw her take the fruit forbidden by God Almighty, and saw her eat that fruit, and then turn around and she gave it to him. And she was so beautiful, he gave up his kingdom for her. I'm not giving my kingdom for your pleasure, ladies. I'm not doing it. So now we have a situation where Satan was punished personally. I'm going to come and get you. I'm going to say the son's going to get you. The serpent was punished. You're going to live on your stomach. Eve was punished personally. Your childbirth pains. And your desire shall be for your husband. And he shall rule you. That's why you don't like submission. It's part of your punishment. But then he gets to Adam and he says to Adam, let me think about this. The first thing he said to Adam, because you hung to the voice of your wife, because you listened to your wife, you did her will instead of my will, comma, and did eat from the fruit I told you not to eat from. Curse is the ground, the earth, for your sake. So the earth is cursed for Adam's sake, not Eve. And if your husband does not rule you, If you do not submit to your husband's authority as a man, if he has an earned right for you to surrender to him, he's punished, not you. Man never tells women, submit to me for his own benefit. Ladies, it is no benefit. It is no prize to be required to take care of your behind. You are stubborn. You're self-centered. You want everything you want and don't want to argue. It's difficult. It is not a pleasure for a man to be in that role. But we accept that role. We're the head of the household because it has been appointed to us. But it showed up out of privilege. We get nothing what we want. We usually sacrifice everything we have for you and the babies. That's what we usually do, and die before you die. It's not a pleasure. But I'm not going to give up my freedom. I'm not going to give up my honor to God. I'm not going to give up my position to make you comfortable in your position. Find a man that wants to be led by a woman. He's going to be weak and unperforming, and you will never be happy. So why is it that we're so at this battlefield, a battle of the sexes? Earth is cursed for man's sake, ladies. So the deal, my wife and I decided to make a way to speak to each other. And we did that. And I'm going to be counseling on that. I decided to go, we had set this site up a long time ago. I'm going to counsel you ladies. If you want to find out the secret to find this language to talk to your husband, to be able to lay in his arms for 35, 40 years, to be able to let him watch you pass away and take you in his arms as you do that and pray you on into heaven. If you want that, I'll show you how we did it. So I want you to go to coach.clarencemason.com. Coach.clarencemason.com. I'm going to reactivate that site, take it for hourly coaching. We sit and talk about it. We're going to have some public discussions about this, the relationship between male and female. You're made different for a reason. So come to us at coach.clarencemason.com and let's talk about this. Because see, if you don't understand your role, you can't be happy. The safest place to be, lady, is in the will of God. The safest place to be is doing the will of God. The safest place to be is in the presence of God. You cannot turn your back on God and expect God to bless you, what you want and need in life. I need a woman. I need a wife. I don't need a girlfriend. A dime a dozen will sell on weekends. I need a wife that I can look at and be with for 35, 40 more years, just in my hundreds. Someone I can die with, somebody can watch me die. I need a female I can turn my back on, depend on. That means I cannot be in competition with her. I will not be in competition with her. I'm really good at being a male. I need a female really good at being a female. Taking that stress off of you is my job. I handle stress differently than you do. I take care of the stress. You make the stress better. So ladies, understand something. Christ, in Ephesians 5, it was explained that Christ and the church is like husband and a wife, where Jesus died for the church before it even knew who he was, before the church even understood who he was, before the church became perfect in his bride, before the church became something that Jesus wanted. He gave his life for the church in advance. And the church took his name, became Christians, and raised up kids in his name called Christians. The wife looked at the husband who was willing to give his life for her, knowing he's going to probably die before she does. So she raises the children up in his name, in his honor. And when he dies, she honors him. That's the secret to a happy relationship. So, ladies, this is for you. Because men have not changed. We've not gone through the 60s demanding to be free, to be liberated. Liberated from what? Love and affection? Are you happy now? You won your rights. You got your job. You got your interview. You got your education. Women are trying to become the men that they want. They got a good job. They got a good degree. They got their own. Somebody said, I pay my own rent. You're supposed to. That's called adulthood. You become the man that you want, and you expect the man with the same qualities you do look at you as a great partnership. Wow. She got a degree? Okay, I like that. I got my degree. She got a good job? I got a good job. What a great match would be. We do not look at your job, ladies. We do not look at your income. We look at your beauty, your affectionateness, your femininity. You trust us. You adore us. You look up to us. Are you thankful for my ability and willingness to die for you? We don't care about your job. You should care about our job for different reasons. We care about your womanhood. When I come home from work, I do not want to tell you how my day has been. That's why I left work, to come home to you. I want you to tell me how my life, how my night is going to be to get me ready for the next day. We have a role to play, folks. So we developed a language of love, a language of companionship. And I want to discuss that with you. We're going to do some things on Clubhouse, on my Facebook, Raunchy Secrets, Only Wives Should Know. The name of my book, by the way, Raunchy Secrets, Only Wives Should Know. We found at GodCommandsSex.com. And let's start talking about the differences, identifying the differences, and get them out of the way. Because God put us together for a reason. God wants us to be together for a reason. God explains himself to us for a reason, because we are supposed to follow the will of God, follow the mandate of God. You cannot find happiness outside the will of God. Let's get back to this, because what happens, folks, if men and women are together, we win this social battle. You will not have folks in school right now teaching your kids about sex at 6th, 7th grade, in 3rd grade. You will not have that if a strong man and a strong female is in the family together. To break that family up, they can control that stuff now. If you had a strong family, you would not have the political parties running crazy over us. You wouldn't have them discussing this stuff. If you had a strong man in the house, because strong men build strong neighborhoods, and strong neighborhoods build strong communities, and we win that way. When we separated, going our own way, fighting each other, we cannot have control over our children. And right now, our children are under control of government and MTV and TikTok and every movie, every slimy rap song you can think of. That's controlling our children. They hear from them how bad we are. They hear from them how not to be communicative with us. They hear from them how not to obey us. You get a strong woman in the house and a strong man in the house, that would end. That's why they keep feeding us the garbage. And that's why I want to talk to you about the garbage. Let's stop this mess and join together. Let's join together and start talking about it. Coach.ClarenceAMason.com, or you can find me on Facebook under that name, Clarence A. Mason. Let's start a conversation. Let's start a healing. Let's start a forgiving about what has happened to us in the past. We owe you, ladies, an apology. Got it. I understand. We took advantage of you. We still do. Black men, you notice I'm black? Black men owe a legitimate apology to black women over things in the past, not things we're doing today. You picked our daddies, you raised the sons. You picked daddy and you raised the boys. Right now, the current problem is your problem, ladies. But the original problem, on that plantation, we could not protect you. We had no power. That the masters could come into our bedroom and take you out of my arms and use you and bring you back to that bed. We could not defend you. We could not honor you. So in order to keep our ego intact, we have to put you in a place that made you unworthy of our protection. So we start calling you names and mistreating you and start bragging about how many babies we make with you per master. That was a legacy we left. We owe you an apology for that. And then promise never to return to that. That means we got to take you in our arms. We got to hold you tight. We got to say, it's going to be okay, but you got to stop fighting me. It's going to be okay, but you got to let me help raise those sons. You got to stop for your next generation's sake. You cannot be so angry you punish the next generation. Let's stop. Let's stop. Even we're not together. Even you got somebody else. Let me salute that dude you with. Honor him as your man right now and come together. And let's build these kids up. Let's stop this mess. That's what men got to do. We owe you that apology, but you have to accept that apology. We're not going to take the beating over our heads. It's too easy, ladies. We're not going to take your irritability. We're not going to take you being irritable. We're not going to take you being strong and aggressive. We'll pretend we'll let you do it all day long because we still are going to seduce you. We're still going to get what we want from you, but we don't have to protect you. We don't have to provide for you. It's a game, and you lose the game, ladies, every time. So let's try to find a way to stop this battle of the sexes. We're going to have to discuss it. It's going to have to be clear, understood. Let's try to find out how to be in love and make love. You have not had love to you with a woman who's trying her best to show you how much she appreciates you. My name is Clarence A. Mason. Coach.ClarenceAMason.com. Let's get together, let's have a conversation, and let's take back what belongs to us. See you next time. God bless you.